games they play. Seriously, man, you're in your late 40s, almost 50. Don't fuck around. Like, seriously, don't play games. It's getting so annoying. I'm so tired of this shit.
Yeah, cool. Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video, and on today's episode, guys, we have yet another woman who has left her marriage of 18 years only to find out that men are not interested in dating her. Now, a lot of these girls, guys, they go and get divorced and then they return to the dating market and they ask the same question: where have all of the good men gone? But guys, before we jump into today's episode, as always, remember to subscribe to our other content creators, Adan from Peace of Mind and Detective Warg. They've been pumping out consistent content for you guys to enjoy, so make sure that you go and show them some love. Their channels will be linked in the video description. But without further ado, guys, let's take a listen to what this woman has to say about returning to the dating market after her divorce.
Do you know what I'm really tired of? Men fucking with me. I separated from an 18-year marriage in my early 40s. I'm 50 now.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. This woman has been divorced since her 40s. I'm going to assume that it's lower 40s, but she is 50 now. So she has had years after her marriage to find a man, and yet she has been unable to find one. And she's going to go on in a moment and say how, oh, it's just men playing games, and men just seem to play too many manipulative bullcrap tactics. But the fact of the matter is, guys, is that this woman has had years, even after her marriage, to find a man, and she still cannot find one. Now, this woman does not look bad for a 50-year-old. Okay, it's hard to tell with the filters and the makeup and stuff like that, guys. But, you know, she could have found a man within that time, but she still thinks that men are out here playing games. And this is just proof, guys, that while a lot of men are leaving the dating market, a lot of men are also straight up invisible to these women, and they do not want to lower their standards even after they have gone through a divorce, even after they have children and things like that. But let's keep going.
And the few men that I've dated, they were so undecisive. And the games they fucking play. Seriously, man, you're in your late 40s. Oh.
Translation: men are not committing to me. They're so indecisive. Here's the magical thing about men being indecisive, okay? If a man doesn't want to take you seriously, he doesn't have to. If a man is unsure about whether or not he's going to commit to you, you can always just move on to a man who will. The only difference, the only thing stopping you is your standards, and your standards are going to keep you single for the rest of your life. Guys, this is how it works, okay? There's always going to be some simp, some dude who's ready, willing, and able to enter her life, but she still doesn't want him. She's chasing the men who play games, she's chasing the men who aren't interested, and I tell you what, guys, a lot of the good men, the guys who these women pass up because they're quote-unquote average, or they're just not good enough or not tall enough, when these women return to those men and say, hey, I want to have a future with you, these men look at these women and say, what future? You spent it all building with some other guy, and you shouldn't even be returning to the dating market if you got married in the first place. But let's wind it back and continue.
Games they fucking play. Seriously, man, you're in your late 40s, almost 50. Don't fuck around. Like, seriously, don't play games. It's getting so fucking annoying. I'm so tired of this shit.
Yeah, cool. Like, that's fantastic that you're tired of it, you're sick and tired of the games. But here's the thing, a lot of guys take many years to even become attractive to women. A lot of guys, they have to put in the hard yards insofar as finances, confidence, hitting the gym. So dudes who are in your age, they're not actually in the same predicament as you. I read a Reddit story the other day on this channel, guys, where a young woman had some bedroom fun with a dude who ended up seeing her mother. In other words, a 21-year-old or something like that got with the dude who was 48. These guys who grind, who work on themselves, these guys who you pass up while you're in your 20s, why on earth would they, when they see some success, when they're in their 40s, when they're coming into their 50s, why would they turn around and go, you know what? I'm going to date, I'm going to take seriously, I'm going to commit to, I'm going to marry a woman who is divorced and who is 50 years of age. Men don't have a reason to do that.
I would have expected it to be easier as I got older.
Nope.
Men, stop fucking around with women, okay? Be honest, because you know what? TikTok, you're getting fucking older too, you know?
Men are getting older, but it's certainly not as bad for men. Okay, when men get older, a lot of the things that men are attractive for example, to the opposite gender, these things take time to build. Okay, a guy who is 20 years old and a woman who is 20 years old, these are not equally attractive to the opposite gender. When you start getting into your 30s and your 40s and women aren't so pretty anymore, they have a lot of baggage, they have a lot of emotional issues, okay? They got 3 baby daddies. These things are not attractive to men. So when you rock around to 50 years of age and you're still looking for a guy to commit to you, the guys who you really want, they've all dried up. They're like, yeah, no, I'm going to go with the younger version. I'm going to go with the prettier version, the one that gives me less of a headache, the one that isn't nagging me all the time, the one that isn't divorced. And guys, I said this on the channel many times, okay, but I am a traditional believer of marriage. What do you mean by that, Taylor? What I mean is, if you get married, if you are a woman and you go out here and you get married to a guy, you should not be re-entering the dating market at all. Marriage is something that's supposed to be for life, not something that you can exit because you feel like it, because you have quote-unquote irreconcilable differences and you feel like taking the dude for half of his possessions and potentially the kids if you have them together. But guys, let's continue on to our next clip here again, and you might recognize this woman, okay? She has been divorced as well, but she's going to be responding to a man's TikTok on the topic of being nice. So let's jump into that.
Same confidence.
How many times must a man be rejected for being too nice before he changes his ways?
Was he rejected for being too nice, or was he rejected because she just wasn't interested?
Okay, guys, we have covered this individual many times on the channel before. You may recognize her. She is a very popular TikTok creator because a lot of womanists follow her. They chant, they say, wow, she's doing fantastic things. But if you actually sit down and you listen to what she's saying, number one, it's incredibly annoying. Number two, it makes no logical sense for the most part. So we're going to be taking a listen to this clip, and I'm actually going to bring it up a little bit so you guys can see some of the words that she's saying, and we'll roll it back and address it one piece at a time. So this guy is obviously saying that women reject men because men are too nice sometimes, right? So if you're a dude and you're too nice, oftentimes a woman will reject you. So let's take a listen.
Was he rejected for being too nice, or was he rejected because she just wasn't interested?
Here's the thing. A lot of women are not interested in nice men. They're interested in the guys who treat them like garbage, the guys who allow her to chase them, the guys who are not going to show up for the date, not going to have a date with these women. A lot of women will treat niceness as a sign of weakness. Now, there are guys out here, obviously, like simps, who use niceness as a way of trying to get someone to like them. But the guys who are genuinely nice, who are just good human beings, who wouldn't mind opening a door for a lady, taking her out on a date, these are things that are fast becoming outdated because women view men as weak for these things a lot of the time. They really do, because a lot of the girls haven't done anything to earn a date from a man. They haven't done anything to earn these manners from dudes, really. Like, yeah, you want to go and get a bunch of flowers for a woman, you want to take her out on a date, meanwhile she's not a traditional woman, you're basically just wasting your time at that point. But let's keep going.
He goes on to say, how many times must a man be called creepy? But was he called creepy for approaching her, or was he called creepy for approaching her in a creepy way?
What is approaching a woman in a creepy way? Guys, I'm going to tell you what approaching a woman in a creepy way is. It's not being attractive to that particular woman. Guys, there have been social experiments and crap done on this already, okay? If you are a dude and you don't want to be perceived as creepy, the best way to do that is to be attractive to said woman. They've taken dudes who have literally said the exact same thing. One's attractive, one's not, and you would not believe the differences. Okay, a dude who's attractive can go up and say quote unquote creepy things to a woman and it'll be totally fine. But a dude who is, you know, not attractive to that particular woman, he can say something that's incredibly charming, incredibly nice or whatever, and he's going to get rejected and get called creepy because the dude is not attractive.
And that's the problem. You guys don't want the details surrounding the situation. You don't want to know what made her uncomfortable. You just want to be angry because you don't think she has a right to be.
No, here's the thing. I think that women are allowed to reject whoever they want. Okay, they can choose to have the relationships with the men that they want. They can choose not to have the relationships with the men that they want to, okay? But the thing is, that comes with consequences. If you want to ignore all of the men in your 20s who would actually treat you well, and then all of a sudden you're 50 years of age and you're looking for a good man, I don't have any sympathy. If you're going to go out here and you're going to chase bad boys who don't want to commit to you, and then you're going to cry when you get cheated on, you should have seen that coming from the very beginning when you had to compete with 10 other women and he didn't want to take you out on a single date. Okay, guys, I am pro women's choice. Go out here, make your decisions, okay? But understand that your decisions come with consequences, as we saw in the first clip with the woman who is 50 years of age, still looking for a quote-unquote good man.
But you can't expect tolerance of things that shouldn't be tolerated just for the sake of protecting your own ego. You don't even realize that you're telling on yourselves, because if you can stop being nice just because you were rejected, then you were never nice at all.
She actually does have a bit of a point here, guys, and this is where I have to roast the simps a little bit, okay? A lot of men are nice, a lot of men give validation, a lot of men give women free crap, not because they want to, right? But because they think it'll get the woman to like them. And I actually agree with her here, guys. I am not a fan of simps. I am not a fan of dudes being nice to try and get someone to like them. I am not a fan of men giving away their attention and validation for free in the hopes of getting women to like them. So I do actually see what she's saying here. It actually makes a lot of sense.
And if you only showed kindness to get compliance, then that's manipulation. Honestly, think about what you're saying, because if a woman feels too bad to say no to a good guy, then how is that any different than being too scared to say no to a bad guy?
Okay, you had me for a second there, but now we are right back to trying to avoid accountability for the types of men that you let in your life. Okay, you guys might notice that on this show, when we cover a lot of these different women, I don't particularly have a lot of sympathy towards their situations. And the reason why oftentimes I don't have a lot of sympathy is because they are choosing the men who they allow into their life, okay? A lot of these girls will try and act as though, oh, these terrible men always just seem to enter my life. Like, why can't I seem to find a good guy? But what it really comes down to is the type of men that they are choosing. Don't give me this crap of like, oh, a bad guy comes along and I don't feel comfortable saying no. Yes, you do. Dudes who are creepy, dudes who are off-putting, women will literally make martyrs out of these men to raise their social status. Like, if you're an unattractive dude and you ask out a hot girl, okay, chances are we've all seen it before, guys, right? The dude absolutely gets made fun of on social media. Okay, I had Hadan send me a particularly, no, it was Detective Warg send me a particularly brutal clip of that the other day, where a guy stitched a woman's TikTok who was in his particular area looking to come and do a gym session, and she was very pretty from what I recall, and then he said, and he's not a, I thought he was a good looking dude, but people didn't seem to think so. He stitched it, and he said, hey, why don't you come to my gym or we could link up or whatever, and he just got roasted and got called ugly, because the woman was apparently prettier than him, and everyone thought it was okay to take it out on him. But this idea, okay, that you're out here and you can't say no to particular men, get out of here, bro. Get out of here.
Rejection is not a punishment for your good qualities, so stop letting your response to it show off your bad ones.
Yeah, we got Aristotle over here, guys. Divorced Aristotle teaching us about relationships. Like I said, guys, this woman is absolutely huge on TikTok, and it's quite amazing to me given the takes that she has. But she did have one decent point in there. I'll give her that. But guys, let's jump into today's Reddit story. And from memory, this is quite a disgusting one. So we are going to be, again, talking about a woman who is dating over 40. I think I have this Reddit post pulled up for us to take a look at here. And you already know it's going to be good because it's in the dating over 40 category, and the title is multi-dating. Now, anytime you see multi-dating, basically it's a woman, because women are the ones who have the options. But she comes in here, and this is just a very disgusting Reddit post, so I'm going to give you guys a read here. So, this is posted by Ray the Unready 2 days ago, and she says, I'm gently allowing myself back onto online dating post situationship breakup. So this woman, right, she's not even divorced, but she's over 40 and she just got out of a situationship. So basically the dude didn't want to commit to her and now she's back on online dating. That is straight up embarrassing to be 40 years of age, 40 plus years of age, excuse me, as a woman, and you're dating dudes who still don't have any interest in you. Like, geez, man, let's keep going. A good handful of the guys I've matched with have expressed that they don't multi-date and they expect the same. Look at that, guys, dating a handful of men. I thought that it was pretty normal for everyone to continue going on dates until things feel really connected. I can quickly gauge bedroom fun, attraction, and general interest. Could we be friends? But it's been taking me a long time to get any sense of romantic connection, maybe 5 to 6 dates at least, to even go there in my head. So let me get this straight. A man is expected to come along, he's expected to take you on 5 to 6 dates, and then maybe you will be attracted to him. Guys, please never buy this crap from women. Please never buy this crap from men. Like, don't buy this crap from people where they say, okay, you need to give me something like 5 to 6 dates to let me know if I'm interested in you or not. This is basically a woman who's fishing for attention. She's fishing for free dinner dates, guys, out of men. And because here's the thing, guys, if a woman is genuinely attracted to you, it does not take 5 to 6 dates for her to gauge if she's interested in you at all. This is outright ridiculous, especially when you consider the fact that this woman is 40 plus years of age, seems to have an extensive dating history, and yet still expects this from men. But let's keep going. So she needs 5 to 6 dates to at least go there in her head. I'm worried if I stop dating every time there is slight potential with someone, that extends my timeline of finding a fulfilling connection by a lot. I'm wondering if I might be a bit demi-romantic. Is it just online dating? Too many options? I do want to find a healthy, progressive, committed relationship. Is there a better way to explain this? Do I just have to tell those guys we're not a good match? Should I try not multi-dating just to see? Those of you who don't multi-date, do you truly get a sense of romantic connection right away, and what does it feel like? Guys, I will not empathize for individuals who have this many choices in the dating market and still cannot find a healthy, progressive, and committed relationship. Men are going into these situations with literally like 1/50th, if that, of the options of women like this. And the women are the ones complaining. Well, some women are complaining like this. You know, this is a girl who's over 40, so not every girl who's over 40 is going to be in this particular situation. But more than not, we see it from a lot of these girls who, they get themselves into these situations. They say that they're looking for a healthy, progressive, and committed relationship, yet she's 40 plus years of age, she's online dating multiple men, and she expects 5 to 6 dates minimum to even understand if she's attracted to you. If you're a guy, right? And guys, I look at this, okay? I look at this part right here and I see 5 to 6 dates. Do you guys know how much time that is? 5 to 6 dates. Do you guys, like, if you're a dude and you're on your grind and you're working towards something, you don't have 5 to 6 dates worth of time to see if a girl is interested in you. That is downright insane to me, okay? But let's read some of these comments and then we're going to wrap up today's episode. Blah blah blah. My social alt here says, I'm a woman. I preferred not to multi-date. I recognized that I didn't have the right to ask that of men I dated, at least not super early on, but they didn't move towards that in a time frame I was comfortable with. I considered it an incompatibility, if they didn't, excuse me. And I choose that word because there's nothing wrong with me for preferring it, and there's nothing wrong with them for not preferring it, but we are clearly wrong for each other. Endless Pie here says, some folks date serially and it's normal for them. Some folks date in parallel and it's normal for them. No way is the one right way, but a strict serial and strict parallel data probably aren't right for one another. With that being said, respectfully, I can see why some guys might give up on investing time and effort trying to date someone who, one, takes a long time to get any sense of romantic connection, and who, two, has other suitors in the mix. I'd want it to be heading somewhere. But guys, we're going to be wrapping up today's episode there. As always, make sure to leave your thoughts and your comments to this Reddit story, the women that we covered on today's particular episode. Don't forget to subscribe to our other content creators, Hadan from Peace of Mind and Detective Warg. Their channels will be linked in the video description. And as always, guys, make sure that you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.